Goedemorgen, good morning, dumela, bonjour, привет. In this video, we'll be activating the Stackmaster. As I have mentioned in the previous videos, please note this is only one possible strategy of how to use it. It is a very general strategy using whatever buildings and resources you have on your farm. No gold, no seaweed is necessary. Of course, you're welcome to use it if you want to. Anything else that you have that you want to use, like if you have certain handbooks, if you have specific boosters that you want to be active on the booster board, other boosters that you have, you can use at your own discretion. This depends on what you have and what you want to do. Before you start the missions, go to the shop and fill any contracts that you have outstanding, that you have anything for. Fill any contracts that you can. Okay, that's not part of missions. Oh no, I want to keep those for jam. That's not part of missions. Other than the contracts, also fill the stock. I don't have any more because I just sent them all away. Making sure your barns is as empty as possible will have less distractions between the mission. So, first thing to do is start the mission. Search for a mission. If you can shelve one or two missions without the Stackmaster, then do that. When you reach the first mission that is not shelvable, activate the Stackmaster for however long you are going to play. Stackmaster is activated. Shelve the mission, look for another one. You found the next mission. If you have found the next mission, because I have a lot of chickens, harvest the eggs, then first shelve, start a new mission, and then replant. I'm going to use that since I can. For every soil, you harvest one, or if you have multiple fields, you can harvest two of the long-term seed that was planted. Harvest one, shelve the mission, find a new mission. Before you fulfill that mission, or while you're waiting for the next one, plant a regular seed. If you have humus to spare, you can humus that. You will first harvest all the long seeds and replace them with shorter versions. When you come to a mission that you cannot do because you forgot to put something in the bakery, or because that building is still busy, don't waste time. Shelve and move on. Ooh. When you have the first mission that uses a stable on the main farm, then activate the powerhouse if you have one. The powerhouse runs for a few minutes shorter than the Stackmaster at the same level of activation, and so I don't activate it until I need it. So for the sheep, the same thing, we'll harvest one, and because that will take too long, replace it with a short feed. Shelve, search, and I was only supposed to feed it now. I'm concentrating so much on having to say things. And then wait. This is why you should best know your server and which is the peak times on your server, where the waiting time between missions will be shorter. Waiting times on international server has become increasingly long, and that is the most limiting factor to the number of missions you can have. So at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missions going, and there's a new one, corn. So harvest one, then shelve, search, and while the search is running, replant with a regular seed. Then wait. While waiting, you can do all the other stuff on the farm. Next, again, harvest one, then shelve, search, and while you're waiting, replant. The shorter version of grass is the special seed. harvest 1, shelve, surge, then replant. For the stables, harvest one of the stables that will take a long time. After one harvest, shelve and search. Because ducks do not have a shorter version, we'll just replant with regular. Replant, refeed. I don't know. There should be another word in English. Milk. So take the cows one by one, harvest, shelve, search, then replant with a short feed. Pigs, another stable, as the others, harvest 1, shelve, search, and then replant a short feed. Wildflowers, harvest 1, shelve, search, and replant with the short growing version, using humus only if you have enough of them. This will kind of be the procedure for everything. Harvest 1, shelve, search, and replant with a short version, whether those are orchards, stables, or soil. The only one where you don't really have a short version is on the production buildings. Every now and then, have a look on the time since your first mission. When this runs close to the end, then it will be a good time to activate the booster in the Cooperative Championship tent if you are using a booster. There's no point in activating the booster yet. Only missions that end during booster time will be affected by it. So we will activate it just before the first mission ends. Next dandelion. I will harvest 2, shelve, search, and while waiting, replant. Peas, harvest, shelve, search, and replant. Peas as well. The shorter version is the special seeds. Seeing as we are almost halfway into stacking and I haven't harvested nearly half of my fields, and so probably from now on I'll start harvesting 2 long-term ones at a time instead of only 1. Missions are slow. Feed. The longest running feed is the watermill, and you could now start a production for a shorter period of time. I still have both of the other mills and missions are slow, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to restart it at that point and go. Apples, the only orchard currently in the CC, in missions, and so again, harvest 1, shelve, search, and then replant the shorter or quicker version. So harvest, shelve, search, then replant with a quick version. When your stacker time is growing to like shorter. Oh, dung. I need to talk about dung missions. But first let me finish this thought. When your stacker time is getting shorter, you might have to weigh up the amount of time that something will grow and see if it will still fit into possibly being useful for that stacker session. And if not, you might have to make a decision to rather plant something else. Dung missions. Chickens are great for dung, but the absolute best part is starting with donkeys. Like always, harvest one, shelf, search. There is no shorter version for donkeys, as with the stables on Gourmet Farm. They don't have a short version. So wildflowers, harvest the big one, shelf, search, and then replant with the shorter version. Check how long it has been since we started with missions. It's around 5 minutes now. Now will be a good time to activate boosters if you are using boosters. Apple turnovers. Let's go see if we have any ready. Yes, we do, so we can harvest that one. If there's nothing ready, just shelve and move along. Corn. This was a short term. We can harvest that together with a longer one, since corn regrows quickly. Shelve, search, and while we're waiting, replant. If you have harvested all your donkeys and you still need dung, you could use chickens and any stables that you have planted a short feed, that you have given a short feed. You can use them for dung if you don't have donkeys for dung anymore. Also, if you've harvested all your cows and you get another milk mission, you can use the short feed milks together with the goats on the Gourmet Farm. Eggs. I'm going to harvest all my eggs, and since missions are slow, I'll add a duck to it. Normally I don't. Normally it is either ducks or chickens. And any minute now, the first mission should come in, giving us RP for the day. Let's quickly see. Before the stacker started, I had 17,000 RP. Ooh, and a new mission. Bees, so harvest, shelf, search, and plant the short version. At the end of the Stackmaster, we can see whatever RP I have minus the 17,000 will be what I've made during the Stackmaster. Wool, we will harvest, shelf, search, and while waiting, use the short feed option. So those with the two short feed or quick seeds for wildflowers, there's actually one of the longer seeds, shelf, search. So with each harvest there will be fewer of the big seeds and more of the little ones. And there's the first mission. Yes, we're only in 6th place, so it is not a lot of RP. The idea for this is quantity more than quality, which is why it is essential to get the fastest time on your server. Harvest, shelf, search, and replant. See, the very first dandelion we harvested were from here, and we have replanted these. They've already finished growing before the Stackmaster has ended, so we will be able to harvest them a second time. See, again, it's only a small amount of RP, but it is the second earnings of RP in a very short time. Alfalfa. Now, alfalfa is a bit tricky. Their big harvests are not exceptionally big, and they also don't take very long to regrow. So I will probably have enough time for these to regrow. And then we will attend to the next feeder mission. Another dung mission, so back to donkeys. Harvest, shelf, search, replant. Donkeys don't have the short, so just regular. And wait. Let's see. We have 6 pages of missions waiting to finish, the one after the other. All small amounts of RP, but that is a lot of them in a short period of time. Pigs. Ooh, why is that a short pig? Oops. Harvest, shelf, search, and quick feeds again. I was kind of hoping this would get to a point where I only have quick feed stables or soils available, but missions are so slow. Corn. Ooh, and the other corn is finished, so these two were quick corns, and then one long-term corn. Shelf, search, then we will replant them all with the shorter version. Nah, there's still a lot of corns. There's no chance of anything running out at this rate. But when you get to the point where you have harvested all your big crops or stables, then the next missions after that, if the quick feeds are ready, harvest them, shelf search, and then replant them with quick seeds again. And if they're not ready, just shelve and move on. That is the cue here, is to keep it moving as far as possible. There is a setting in the missions where you can turn off the notifications. If the notifications of the missions bother you, getting this all the time, then you can turn it off. I like to see them personally. Even though they're small RPs, it kind of reminds me that there's a lot of them in a short period of time. Harvest, shelf, search, and replant. Okay, apples, harvest, shelf, search, and then replant. And another one. This one has 12,000 already, and that is only after a few missions is completed. You can see the total RP has moved from 17 to 64. So no, not an astronomical amount, but considering the number of missions that was done in this shorter period of time, even though missions are rather slow with long wait times in between. Shelf, search, then replant. Nice, that's better. When the one finished, the next one should be there. Grass. There's a short one already ready, another short one on the way, but there's still longer ones to harvest. But, ooh, this is a good point. A short one will take 25 minutes, but we only have the stacker for another 24 minutes. So there's really no point in replanting the short one. If there were any of these crops that were like almost done, we could plant one of them instead. Like, let's do a special alfalfa, and then we can harvest all of these. And replant them with short ones. since we already have some longer alfalfas going, we can have those on the short feed, short crop, short seed, I don't know, quick seed. And waiting for missions. There's only 22 minutes left of the Stackmaster. Harvest. You know what, we're so short on time and nothing else seems to be happening. Shelf search, but just in case we will still replant with a short feed. The building is not ready. The option now is, do I want to spend 3 gold to force it to be ready? Otherwise, if the building is not ready, shelf, search and move on. That's so bad. Harvest, shelf, search, and again the piece will take 25 minutes. There's only 15 minutes left, so we can just as well plant something else. Only 2 minutes left of stacker, but at the current really slow rate of missions, I wonder if I'm even going to get one more. In summary, before you start the stacker, make sure that you empty your barns as productively as possible. So stock up on the bakery and the dairies, fulfill contracts as far as possible, then search for a mission. When you get a mission, harvest one building, shelf, search, and replace it with the quickest growing seed or feed or whatever the case may be. Only then attend to the next mission. When you get the first mission that you cannot shelve after just harvesting one regular, then activate the Stackmaster. When you get an unharvestable mission, still do the same, just shelve, search and move on. Don't waste time waiting for it. When you get the first mission from stables in the main farm, activate the powerhouse if you're going to use it. When all the big main harvests for any one specific harvest type has been used, then start using the shorter, smaller harvests, multiple at a time. About 25 to 27 minutes after you started your first mission, so just before that mission will expire, then activate the boosters in the CC tent if you are using boosters. Short, 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 and we still have a big one. Okay, so Stackmaster is over officially, which means I'm going to just harvest all the pigs that I have now, which should still allow me to harvest that one. But then I will also start replanting things with regular feeds and put the farm back to order as far as possible. I'm going to stop recording now, and I'll be back when all the missions have come in to show you what the total RP was for our mission session here of one Stackmaster. I'll be back later with the results of the total Stackmaster session, and though the Stackmaster has ended, we still have 5 pages of missions coming in, which also is an indication that it slowed down towards the end. The number of pages available has decreased. Okay, so I'm back a little while later. All the missions from the Stackmaster has completed. So let's see, how much RP did we get? Remember, I was on 17,000 something RP so far, and after one Stackmaster it is 1,000,000 RP. So yes, even though the missions were not all really like excellent harvests, or individually they didn't yield magnificent RP, everything altogether, all the many small bits and pieces did add up. So yes, I had a rather significant booster running at the time. I have to do things big to give the little co-op a chance. And I also have my acrobatic kite well upgraded. If you want to know more about that, there's a separate video about it. So there are many things helping towards giving this one stacky a very good result, but still, using the Stackmaster to the best possible effects definitely has advantages. I hope this helps, and until next time, have fun farming.